Are live. What's up, Quincy?
Hey, how are you?
Oh,
Pretty
she's
good,
here.
pretty good. So I am going to put a 1 minute timer on here so nobody can see your faces. I'm sending out the link to a couple people. John, once we go live, just do your thing. Let me get this link sent out to people.
I'm gonna update that.
And now, if you open to your Bible to Samuel chapter 2, verse 9,
Dearly beloved.
we got three people on here. Welcome, everybody. We got some exciting news here. All right. Just going to wait for a couple more minutes to get some people here to join. Oh, we got Rudy over there.
That maybe
Brother Rudy, how's it going, Rudy?
it lead you to a job.
Can you hear me?
So basically, he did that,
Can
and
you
he
hear me?
ended up getting a bunch of opportunities. He started landing some
Yes.
jobs, which got him on
We
the
can hear
radar.
your background.
Sorry about that.
No worries. All right, just give us a couple minutes. I'm sending out the link to people. We got a lot going on. Basically, we're answering questions. We're locking up deals. We're opening up escrow. We just closed escrow on one. There's a lot going on. So we're basically just wholesaling live. It's what we're doing every day. So we got John over there. He brought his cowboy hat on. So he usually only brings it out on Tuesdays, but he decided to wear it today because he only hopped in here for about an hour. So usually when he wears that hat, we lock up a deal. So it's going to be a good day.
I just need to be taken serious with my cowboy hat, just so you know we're not fucking around today.
Where's the Django chain?
Oh, I got all that shit going. You
Okay.
need all that? You need my 2 chains.
There you go.
There's Amber. Amber's in the building.
All right. I'm going
I don't like to throw all the.
Right. So if in the meantime, if you have any questions about anything wholesaling, real estate related, drop a comment. We'll get that answered. Give us a couple minutes while we get this thing set up. You're welcome, John, property helper.
There was a lot of young people my age. If I knew that, now that we're talking, I should have known.
Who's listening to Dad over there?
But I had like
Zeroidea.com.
Is that Quincy?
About a
Is he on
job.
TikTok?
It's not.
So you might want
Rudy.
It's not Quincy.
Rudy. It's
not
Rudy.
me.
It's Rudy.
Let me get the live link. Hold on.
Yeah.
I got
We
the
got
live link.
6 more spots available on the live. If anybody wants to join the live.
That link you just sent out is just the live link, though, right?
Yep.
Okay, let me
post this on here.
I just sent this over. Somebody hit me up. Like, there's a lot of people that want to do stuff.
Coming to live. We'll answer your questions
that's what I'm saying.
live.
Like, I'm not going to do one-on-ones with people.
Yeah, if you want your question answered, hop in the live. Every day I put the link to join us in the room. So if you want to come in here, I usually post a link like 30 minutes before. The link's in the comments. The link that says Studio Restream. If you click on that, you'll get added on here, but it adds up real quick. We have 4 people on here, 5 now, 5 spots available. Kyle, hop in here. Let me text Kyle. Kyle,
Oh,
we're
you're on
working
a
on
text-to-text basis with Kyle. Oh shit.
Where's the link at? Let me see. Invite guest. Copy. What's going on, Alvaro?
That's our day one right there.
Oh, look, we got this thing is full.
All right, who's got questions? Let's get into it. Let's go.
Text me or email Kyle.
Who's got questions? I'm curious to know if anyone
I'm
else
curious to
struggled
know.
getting started in wholesaling. I'm a single mom working 9 to 5. Well, I'll tell you a story right now. Sit back, children. Let me tell you a little story. All right, Amber. So here's the deal. This is how I got started. I'm a licensed broker, blah, blah, blah. I'm out here in the communist country of California. Old Governor Hairgel shut down the state in 2020. I had no way to feed my family. I had 7 active listings at the time. Everybody canceled their active listings with me. Basically, they didn't want COVID in their house. At the time, I had 15 active buyers.
You're echoing bad, John.
Out of my car like a glorified Uber driver. And all of them didn't even know if they were going to have their own, oh shit, Kyle's got a fucking cowboy hat on. Let's fucking go. I am fired up like a Diaz Brothers bong set.
This is how you get shit done, right?
So that's what I'm talking about. But back to story time. So, all my listings got canceled. My 15 buyers went away. Like I was looking, making roughly about $150,000 that month if everything went as planned. As you know, Governor Hairgel shut it down. I hopped on YouTube, found some guy named Max Maxwell, learned everything about wholesaling. It took me 60 days to get my first wholesale deal, and I just did it super lame. I drove around in my car. I created a list of tax liens, like city fines and whatnot, weed abatement, whatever all these different things. Maybe they were facing pre-foreclosure, all this kind of stuff. And basically just drove around Fresno, California, sticking my iPhone out the window, taking a picture, coming back to the house and creating some snail mail marketing. One of the things I learned about snail mail marketing, if you're lazy and you print like a sticker to throw on the outside or have your computer print the outside, 0 buddies are going to open that shit. But if you write like a ransom letter, like a child on the outside, Debbie Espinoza, whatever it is, I don't have any return address. The stamp is, a little bit crooked on there. So it looks like a handwritten letter to somebody. And then I would have this marketing piece inside. Hey, I want to buy your house, with a picture of their house that I took out of the car. And that's basically how I got started. So I sent out, I think probably 500 of those letters, heard nothing. And then one day I was out walking my dog and somebody called and they said, hey, our grandpa died and he's got the, he had your letter strapped, with a magnet on his refrigerator that says you wanted to buy his house. Are you still interested in that? I'm like, yeah, let me call you back. And I was like, oh shit, what the fuck do I do now? I didn't have contracts. I didn't know what I was doing. Right. So I basically reached out to a local wholesaler here. I don't know. He's kind of a big deal now, named Stratton Brown. I hit him up on Facebook. I'm like, hey, do you got 5 minutes to hop on a call with me? And he said, for what? I was like, next. And then I found another guy, Matt Garabedian. So I reached out to Matt Garabedian. I'm like, yo, I got this house. And he goes, okay, this is what you do. Here's the contract. Put it under contract and let's go. So I went out. I took a bunch of photos. I had something called the Matterport. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but basically it's a camera that 3D scans homes and you can walk through the home like you were there. I already had that piece of technology. I made all of these marketing pieces, bunch of photos, the 3D scans, all that kind of shit. And then basically, he had a huge buyer's list. So we made $40,000 on that first deal. And I was like so fired up. I was like, holy shit, like this is awesome. I got 20 grand. He got 20 grand. Then I went out, I found another house. This guy was going to sell this to another investor for $215,000. And the guy's like, if I could just get 250, like, you know, I could, you know, I'd be happy. I go, so if I could put this under for, you know, contract for 250, you'd be happy? Yeah. Put it under contract for 250. He signed, sent it over to Matt. Matt found a buyer to pay us $350,000. So we're going to make $100,000 spread. And then the title company was like, nah, you can't have that. That's way too much money. We're not going to do your deal. So we had to call the buyer and say, hey, the title company won't complete our escrow because our assignment fee is too big. And he goes, well, what's your assignment fee? I mean, what do I got to lose at that point, right? I go, $100,000. And he goes, so if I wired you $100,000 outside of escrow, we can get this deal done? I go, yep. Boom. This dude shoots us over $100,000 in a wire, and we close the next day for $250,000. So Matt and I chopped that $100,000. Keep in mind, I spent $70,000 of money that I could have had in my pocket because I didn't have the contract or the knowledge. I'm like, fuck this. So long story short, I started reaching out to various groups. Brett Daniels, they wanted, I don't know, $8,000 to teach me how to wholesale. I already know how to wholesale. What the hell do I need you for? Next. Then I reached out, and it wasn't Jamil Damji. It was some other guy, and he was kind of slimy. I didn't like him at all at the Astro Flippers thing. Same thing, $8 grand. We'll teach you how to wholesale. Next. Then somehow I tripped on to Pace Morby. He was talking about seller finance and sub 2. I didn't know what the hell any of that is. I just gave him my credit card, said supersize me, spent $10,800, put it on a credit card, and just went for it. Like that's one of my best attributes, and one of my biggest flaws is I don't care. Like I'll take a gamble on myself no matter what. I will jump out of a plane without a parachute and figure out how to land on the way down. I take action. I'll figure out the rest. My man Grant Cardone said, just go out there, take massive action, create a bunch of problems for yourself. Well, that's essentially what I did. So essentially, Amber, you just got to get out there and find problems that people need to solve. It's never about the house. It's about the underlying conditions. You have to draw them out. My disadvantage is I'm super aggressive. I'm super gruff. You are a caring person. You can talk to people all nice and whatnot. That is not my strong suit. I don't try to be pretend to be something that I'm not. I'm very business. I'm very forceful. Yes, if you're very aggressive and whatnot, well, yeah, I'm going to be super extra aggressive with your ass. But if you're a nice little grandma, I can talk to you. Hey, how you doing? Okay, blah, blah. I can do all that kind of stuff too. So it's basically you've got to be able to feel what's on the other line. I can't teach you guys how to sell. That's the problem. Maybe you can pick it up. But I mean, I wasn't a born salesman. Like I studied the craft. I got the shit kicked out of me on a car lot for decades. And I wasted a shitload of my life out there on the car lot. But what I didn't realize is it just toughened me up so much that when I came over into the real estate space, like I was just eating people for breakfast. Like sales is the one thing that you guys need to master. You may not like Grant Cardone. Well, then don't follow him. Try something that Pace Morby turned me on to, which is not exactly my flavor. You can't teach a kid to ride a bike at a seminar. It's the Sandler training series. So do I follow that series verbatim? No. I took a couple of little nuggets out of that thing that I've put into my repertoire. And then I've got, Grant Cardone. I got a 10X tattoo on my arm. I'm all about GC. I knew about GC before most of you guys did because I was in the car business, and that's what Grant did. He sold car products. Zig Ziglar, like I could go on and on and on. I'm constantly studying something. Chris Voss, Never Split the Difference. I listen to audiobooks. I listen to podcasts. I don't listen to music. I don't have the radio on in my car. The only sound that's coming out of my car is some sort of podcast. I am always learning. I don't know everything, and I just keep increasing my knowledge. I didn't realize what I was building before I got to where I'm at. And I mean, I've got a lot of the skill set and whatnot. The number one thing that I have that most of you guys do not have is confidence. They don't ask me for proof of funds. They don't ask me for anything. They can tell by the way I talk to him that I have done a couple of these deals. I'm not a fake it till you make it kind of guy, right? So when you get me on a phone call, I'm not, no, I got the answer. I don't have all the answers, but I got a lot of them. So just take action. What does it matter? Go get the 5 pillars: condition, occupancy, price, motivation, timeline. If you can't close the deal, here I am. What's up? I'll call your seller. I don't care. I will close a deal if there's a deal to be closed there. Esteban has seen me close them live. You guys have seen me close them live. I got deals going right now. My on market or my day job is a licensed real estate broker. My side hustle is real estate. I have other companies and whatnot too, but like I'm in this real estate space 24/7. So you just got to ask yourself, hey, do I have the hustle muscle to compete? And we're not competing. Trust me. The only person you're competing with is yourself. That's why I like to play golf. You know, it's not your fault that my ball's in the trees. It's my fault. And I'm the guy that you know, has to go fix whatever the problem is. I only worry about the shot that's between my legs, right? I can't worry about, hey, you know, this is a tough green to putt on, blah, blah, blah. Like, I got to worry about getting out of the trees before I can worry about all that other stuff. John, you're not wrong. The cowboy hat does pull it off. They wouldn't give me a patch. So you can see I just printed that bullshit out and just a cowboy hat. Like, you can make excuses or you can make it happen. I wanted a sub 2 cowboy hat. So that's how we do that. And my wife always turns the heater on in the house. So it's usually cold until that happens. And then I start to sweat profusely. Plus, I'm getting pretty fired up right now. And Kyle's got his cowboy hat on. So, I mean, I know for sure today Kyle and I are going to take somebody to the fucking train station. It's time. Yeah, let's go. That's what I'm talking about. John's got his cowboy hat. Like, yeah, I reckon. Never ridden a horse. Never. I got cowboy hats. I got cowboy boots. I got custom Python cowboy boots.
Call has been forwarded to an automated.
But I like it. I'm square toe mafia. Like, I don't have that pointy shit like real cowboys. I got the square toe. I call it square toe mafia. So if you're part of the square toe mafia, come on down. What is up?
More of a work.
But I like to sell shit. I like to play golf. I swear to God, you even have a dream about beating me in a round of golf, you better wake up and apologize to me. I am about that life. So who's got questions?
Yeah, bring your questions to the
Rashawn,
table.
my man, what is up? Rashizi is in the building. He's over there on the East Coast, probably freezing his ass off in New Jersey. I don't know what the weather's like.
Cold in
It's always
Ohio,
sunny out here in California. I got the window cracked a little bit. Sunny as shit outside. Oh, Nate Dogg is in the building. How do you generate leads? Okay. Pick a target. So let's start with the lowest hanging fruit. Pre-foreclosures. What is a pre-foreclosure? Somebody hasn't paid their bill. And after 90 days, the bank files something called an NOD, Notice of Default. It's down at the county recorder's office. When I first started, I'm getting a notification. When I first started in my real estate game, I used to drive down to the county recorder's office and I don't know, I couldn't print or whatever it is. So I would just handwrite the address and whatnot. And then I didn't know what skip tracing was. This is 2014. I didn't know what skip tracing was. I just go and door knock people and basically say, hey, I can sell your house, you know, blah, blah, blah. I didn't know about investing or any of this wholesale stuff. And basically I would just list people's houses on the market. So In my opinion, the quickest way to get a deal done is to go get a list. You don't have to drive down to the county recorder's office. You could use PropWire, PropStream, something like that. If you guys are on a budget, PropWire is free. The downside is by the time the data gets on PropWire, it's been a week, maybe 2 weeks that info is pasted or posted down at the county recorder's office. And guys like me have already knocked that door, made those phone calls. Part of the problem with the pre-foreclosure is when you call these people, they're not going to answer the phone. Why? Because they think you're just another bill collector. And with the pre-foreclosure, you have to talk to those people in a different manner. It's like nobody that's in pre-foreclosure wants to sell their house. It's a situation that's happened to them. So you have to come at them from a place of help, meaning, hey, I see you're having some trouble with the bank. Is there anything I can do to help you stop that foreclosure? So basically, you have the conversation. I've got my little cheat sheet right here. You can pay off the loan balance, pay off the arrears, do a loan modification, file for bankruptcy, refinance, short sale, deed in lieu, list it on the MLS with an agent, sell your house for cash, and lastly, creative finance. So basically, I go through that list and whatnot, right? Hey, you got a rich uncle that would lend you some money? No. Here's the deal. If their credit is taking a hit because they haven't made the payment. So them being able to refinance, probably not going to happen. Could they get a loan modification? Yeah, they absolutely could get a loan modification. And I've helped a lot of people get a loan modification at $0, right? Why would I do that? Well, it's the right thing to do, right? They have a problem. I'm trying to solve their problem. But guess what? In 6 months, they're going to be right back in the same spot. I would say 9 out of 10 of the people that I helped fix their problem, and I didn't make any money on it, come back to me with the same problem 6 months, maybe a little bit longer, 9, 10 months. They're going to have that problem again. They come back to me, and I basically get, hey, you got the rich uncle. You've already done a loan mod, so we can't do that again. And I walked them all the way through it. And basically, when I come at you with help versus every realtor, hey, I can sell your house, or every one of you knuckleheads, hey, I can make you a cash offer and close in 10 days. Like, nobody wants to hear that shit. They want to hear how you can wave a magic wand over their life and fix their situation. Once you establish that you're there to help, they will cut everybody off. You will be the only show in town if you know what you're talking about, right? And you're just going to have to take reps, right? It's just like when I first started playing golf. I had some clubs. I had a bucket of balls. I was at the range, and I absolutely sucked. I just kept hitting bad shot after bad shot after bad shot. A couple of months went by. I sucked a little bit less. A couple of more months went by. I sucked a little less. Now, if you step to the tee box with me, I'm going to take your fucking lunch money, period. It didn't happen over the night. Same thing with cold calling, same thing with door knocking, same thing with all of that. You have to go out and fail. Like, you don't lose, you learn. You're going to learn. Oh shit. I told that guy to go pound sand up his ass, and I probably shouldn't have done that, and a lesson learned. I got to reel myself in. So pre-foreclosures is a phenomenal space. It's not a quick. It can be a quick deal. Very few people that I call up say, yeah, we're ready to sell our house. Has happened to me. Other people I've chased for like over a year. Like, it's a long game. You've got to have some sort of active follow up with these folks and whatnot. Yeah, fail forward. Absolutely right, Carmen. You just got to get after it. And then Esteban, if you can hear, Felix is looking for the all-in-one generator. I don't know. Is that the LOI and all that shit?
Yeah. So I opened up, I created an LOI generator. Basically, it helps you submit offers to agents. Let's say they have a question, they don't know how Sub-2 works, or like, what about the due on sell clause? What about this? What about that? Well, I created a simple Google sheet. Helps you send, FAQ emails to agents. It sends cash LOIs, hybrid LOIs, seller finance LOIs. Now, I only built this exclusively for my team, but I like to help out. So what I did is I opened the job form basically to 20 people that signed up that were going to get it for free. What I'm going to do is for you, Felix, just because you're an OG, I'll give you access to it. It's not available maybe till Friday, but I'll send that over if you want to text me your email. And then for everyone that's watching, if I get this live goes up to 100 views, I'll just share the LOI generator, for free for 24 hours. After that, I can't not give it away. It took me a lot of time. Now, on another topic, John, yesterday there was a lead over in Houston. It was brought over to us on the live. I'm waiting to hear back from the TC so we can get this one locked up. That's what we do. We lock up deals here on the live. I sent you an address on the WhatsApp. I'm going to call this property up. This property was referred to me by an agent.
Okay.
Yeah, going back, somebody asked here, how do I generate leads? Well, yesterday, some guy, I don't even know who he is, he brought me 2 leads to the table because he sees that we close deals, right? So if you put yourself out there, and you start doing some of the work, people will want to JV with you. So it's going to be an easy JV assignment. I built a really good rapport with the agent within the first 2-3 minutes. She's like, hey, I also have this pocket listing. Let me send it your way. Let me know what you can think. So I'm about to call up live right now and see what the story is on this one.
Like this house is sick.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe we can put our seller, Andrea, there with her like 10 orphans.
She's got 12 if you're scoring at home.
Yeah, we got we're getting a property under contract. We've been going back and forth, but this one's in Florida. It's a low entry cost. She's negative cash flow. She's losing $400 by renting the place out to a friend, and she's got a HELOC. This one was brought in from a friend that I made a connection on Facebook, all for free. So going back to how do I generate leads? Just put yourself out there. People got to see what you're doing. You got to provide some kind of value. You don't need to know everything. If you have a lot of time on your hands, go and call buyers, call cash buyers, get their buy box, get a Google sheet, write down their information, call them up, figure out what they're buying, and then go post on Facebook groups. And then other wholesalers are going to see that your post and be like, hey, I have a property over here, XYZ, and then you JV. Like, it's so easy to get your first deal. Like, there's not much to it. Pretty simple. So hopefully that answers your question. Again, if this live, if it goes to 100, I'm going to give the LOI generator for free for 24 hours. And then after that, I'm not giving it away for free. Let me call up this agent here. You should get it now.
I'll put myself on mute.
They can't hear you. I got you. I'm on the headset here. So in the meantime, anyone have any questions?
Okay, then I'll just verbally critique what you're about to do right now.
Yeah.
You can't even dial the phone. You see that? But no.
Hey man, I'm running on pre-workout in Chick-fil-A.
Oh snap!
I got a quick question. Earlier, you said something about deed of lieu. Is that when you just give the deed back to the bank?
Yeah, basically kind of cash or keys, something like that. Instead of them foreclosing on you and having to go through all of that BS. Yeah, basically they take your house back, which is a horrible idea. Like there's a way that we can put money in your pocket, blah, blah, blah. I wouldn't do that. So for every one of those solutions, I got a reason why they probably shouldn't do that solution.
Hey Marisa, it's Esteban.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, pretty good. Hey, sorry on the lag. It's been a messy day. I had to slap some people in the back with a wet noodle so they can, do their job. In regards to that property, the one we spoke to, I just relate this over to my transaction coordinator. He's the one that just writes up all the paperwork, make sure everything looks good. And then I'll get that sent over to your email, maybe in the next 2-3 hours. So if everything looks good, we can send it over through DocuSign through, get the e-signatures. And then there's a couple title companies we've used. The most recent one that we used on the property close for today is Magnolia. And, they can send out a mobile notary to the seller, they need a sign. So, so that's that. And then I wanted to talk to you, get some more information about this property here on the one on Katie Mary. What's going on with that one?
Nothing. Just have a seller who
in this market, we're just, we're kind of like, and trying to visit other avenues potentially for them.
Uh-huh.
They're not behind or anything like that.
Gotcha. I mean, this is a beautiful house. Are they downsizing? Do they can't keep up with the payment? I had
The seller is relocating.
oh, okay, like another city, another state.
Yep.
Okay. So do they have another property they're looking at, or do they already have something available?
Yes, they're closing December 15th.
Okay. So then what I'm hearing is that they already have a property, so they don't need all the money up front on this property.
Nope.
Okay. So then you think they would be open to something similar to the property in Houston?
Yeah, that's why I wanted to see if this was something, what you numbers wise could do.
Yeah. I mean, so what are the sellers looking to do? Like, are they looking to like cash flow off of this? Are they more worried about the price? Like, what's kind of going on? If you can give me like a brief overview, I can pencil out the numbers.
They've only been in it a year, and I mean, they don't want to, completely flop and lose money.
Okay. So, I mean, I'm seeing what year is this thing? It's a 2005. Has it been renovated, or does it need any work?
No, it's been renovated, yeah.
Okay. And I suppose is it vacant?
They have their personal items that they're going to be getting out, but they have temporary housing in the other city Corpus.
Oh, okay.
So they're not physically in it. They just still have their stuff there.
Gotcha. Okay. And then I noticed there's an HOA here. Do they have any rental restrictions?
No.
Okay. No rental restrictions. And then
No, there's actually an Airbnb down the road that was originally renting for $10,000, and then they started renting it for $5,000.
oh, okay. And so I'm seeing here there's also a solar panel. By any chance, do you have like a statement of that to see what the payments look like?
They're owned.
Oh, they're owned. Okay.
Yep, they transfer with the house.
And then do you know what what's the monthly payment on this thing?
$47.63.
47, and then the rents I'm seeing they're around 5K.
I would have to run numbers again. I just know that I saw another one in the area for that was a similar property.
Gotcha. I mean, they just bought this thing like if I'm seeing correctly here.
Yeah, they bought it a year ago.
So they probably don't have much equity, so they probably have to come up out of pocket to sell the house.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, what if I could do 10K in their pocket at close. I can pay your full commission, and then we can close in 30 days.
Okay, I have another offer for 25 paid, but then that closing and pay commission too. So.
Okay. Well, what I can do, I can beat that. It's So if you want to send me a mortgage statement, just so I can pencil out the numbers, and then I can probably beat that. Still pay your commission, and then if everything looks good, I'm ready to open escrow on that. I'm wire ready. I'm not like these wholesalers just locking up contracts.
Yeah. Okay, let me send you this. And just take a look and see what you can do. And then as soon as your transaction coordinator has the other one done, I'll review everything.
Okay.
And we'll get everything going.
Sounds good. His name is Johnson. So once we do get that paperwork sent, I'll just shoot you a text, and then what he will do, he'll CC us on the email, and then you sound like a pro, so I'm sure you know how the rest goes, open escrow and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm interested in this one too. So let me pencil out some numbers. Give me about an hour, and then I'll get back to you.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, John, critique my call. What do you think?
No, it's totally fine. So they got 25 grand in their pocket and whatnot.
It's a 725,000. So what I'm hearing, they just bought the property a year ago. So they don't have much equity. So their best case scenario, they have to pay out of pocket. So there's some other knucklehead trying to compete with me. I'm gonna buy this thing because I have more money than you. I'm just kidding. We just know how to negotiate deals here. So
Well, I mean,
basic.
what? Okay, let's talk about the other buyer. They got 25 grand. How many of these deals have they done? Have they done a sub two? Because you realize, and you just throw all the fucking shade. Hey, you know, the due on sale clause can be called.
Yep.
Like, is this thing on a Trek contract? Like, what's going on exactly?
Yeah.
Do they have a
So-
servicing company? Like, you know, just start throwing all the doubt at them. Like, well, yeah, I can say I'm a great golfer, and then we get out to the golf course and you find out that I'm not a great golfer, right? I can tell you whatever I want. You actually have to see. We got HUDs that we can send. Do they have any HUDs?
Yeah, definitely. And then just to touch back, you know, I was just joking there with the more money thing. Is you can offer more on the property as long as you know how to structure the deal, right? I could pay $1 million for $100,000 property if it's going to cash flow and I got good terms. You know, you probably hear that every day, but it's true. So we can beat any offer. If you figure out what the true motivation for the seller is for selling, then you can structure an offer around that. You can still make sense of paying the agent, putting money in the seller's pocket, right? That's just one part of the equation, figuring out what's going on there. And then the other part, the other half is like, okay, what am I going to do with this thing? Well, it depends. Are you trying to wholesale? Are you trying to wholesale? You can wholesale creative deals. You can wholesale cash deals. You know, when it comes down to creative deals, super simple. You want to be, you know, roughly 10% of the purchase price needs to be like your all-in cost. So, for example, this property, they're selling it for $725,000. $725,000. So that tells me, you know, I need to be in roughly all in $72,000, you know, cash to seller, paying the agent's commission, closing costs, assignment fee. You notice how I asked, what are the rents in the area? And I also asked, what is a mortgage payment? So I get the rents in the area minus the mortgage payment. That gives me my spread, the cash flow, right? Just gross cash flow. And then I subtract, basically for every 10K of an assignment fee, I subtract $100. If it's negative cash flow, then I look, well, what does my interest rate look like? If it's a 4% interest rate or less, then I can wrap this thing. I could sell it to someone with a FICO score of 1. You know, I can also do a midterm rental. This property is in a nicer area. You know, it's a 4-bed, 5-bath, 2,300 square feet. The problem is a lot of people are locking up deals, and you're bringing me deals that don't cash flow, and then you run the numbers on, you know, Airbnb, and it cash flows like $300 more, and it's like in some random town in Ohio. Like, those are not deals. You know, if you want to be able to dispo your deals quick, or you want me to buy your deals, or you know, anybody to buy your deals, pick a market, you know, where there's a good population on there, a good area. You know, you're not going to Airbnb a property, you know, in the ghetto, or just because AirDNA shows you that I can rent off for X, Y, Z doesn't mean it's actually going to rent off for that. So what a lot of buyers want to see is that the property at minimum cash flows as a long-term rental. If it doesn't cash flow, okay, what is my entry fee? Maybe it has a super low entry fee, right? But doesn't cash flow, or maybe it has a high entry fee, but there's a big difference, you know, between the payment and the rent. So you just kind of have to think outside the box, like how you can make money out of this. So, you know, that's how it goes. John, do you have any other thing you want to add to that before I underwrite this thing?
A couple of different things. Yeah, you can't rent them in the ghetto, et cetera, and so forth. However, Noah Hoffman, the Airbnb king of the sub 2 community, he buys right here in Fresno, California. I send him. He has one on basically a hooker street, for lack of a better term. It is in the hood. It is on Belmont Avenue here in Fresno, California. It's rough. He has the Ring doorbell, so he can see hookers coming in and out of his Airbnb. His Ring doorbell actually caught a murder out on the sidewalk. The police came and asked him for the video and whatnot. So he has one that is absolutely sketchy as shit. Why am I telling you this? Because the lady that lived next door after that murder happened, she was done. She wanted out of there, and she sold Noah the house sub 2 right next door. So he's got 2 in the ghetto side by side. The other thing is, look at the chat, Esteban. Can you see that? There's a guy in there, Campbell Thompson. He wanted my cheat sheet. That's what I text you, my cheat sheet. So if you can send that over, and Campbell, if you could send Esteban a reminder, he'll.
How about this, John? I'm gonna. What is that cheat sheet? What is it? A Google sheet or what is it?
I just scanned it for you. Put the PDF in your text message because you don't have an Android because you're smart.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna upload this on a Google Docs and then I'll put it on a QR code so you guys can scan it.
There you go.
That'd be awesome.
So that's that. And then Amber was trying to join the live stream, but obviously the room's full. She's watching on YouTube. She was asking if she did something wrong. Did you put her in the penalty box? The answer would be no. There's only X amount of seats in here in the live room, but you can ask whatever questions you guys want in the Facebook, whatever it is, and we'll see it. Did we answer Tim's question? Can you still make money if they bought it with a higher interest rate? Yeah, because there's people that can't qualify. They can't buy gum. So basically, you go take something like that, you advertise it, say, in Facebook Marketplace where people are trying to rent, because people that are trying to rent, they just got turned down by the bank. The bank said, hey, you can't buy gum, all right? And basically, now they're looking at a rental. Then I've got an ad there that says, why rent when you can own? If you put one of those Facebook ads up, you won't even know what to do with your inbox. I'm telling you, I would get a couple of hundred of these things. Hey, what about this house? Hey, what about this house? Hey, what about this house? The guy that I need a private money loan for today, Esteban, is a sub-2 student that saw my ad for that house that I'm talking about, that I did that specific situation. The very first sub-2 deal I ever did right here in Fresno, California, I put it up on Marketplace. That's how I found my buyer. Believe it or not. Like, would I recommend doing that today? No, I would not. There's just too much deal flow.
You got the QR code. You guys want to scan this? You get the copying cheat sheet. To answer, the interest rate varies. I can get a freaking 30% interest rate, but if I'm cash flowing on the property, that's all that matters. I can also buy a property for, overpay for the property, and then the value can go to zero, next year. But if it's cash flowing, that's all that matters. You know what I mean? It's cash flow. So there's a couple things, you have to take into consideration when underwriting a deal. If it's a high entry fee, maybe it has a super low, high entry with super low interest rate, or maybe that's the other way around. And depending on, like, if you have something with a high interest rate, you can also just assign that to a homestead buyer. You could just assign it. If it has a low entry fee and a low interest rate, you can wrap it, and you get a down payment from your wrap buyer of a FICO score of 1. You get monthly cash flow, and you get paid at the end of the loan, right? It's a little bit more to it than that, But yeah, basically you have a buyer for everything. As long as you know how to pencil out the numbers, how to do the math, you can dispo any deal. But don't send me stuff in Ohio that's like, in the middle of nowhere, because those are not deals. If you guys are struggling to get your first deal, like just stick in good markets, like where there's a big population on there. There's lots of activity. Those deals will get disposed quick. Like, if you live in a random town, and sorry, Kyle, with the cowboy hat.
Yeah, bro. Don't be picking on. Kyle's got a fucking cowboy hat on. All right, we will come. We'll stomp a mud hole in your ass. Who you? That's fucking Kyle, bro. Better put some respect on Kyle's name.
Pick a good market, guys. There's so many good markets. But anyway, anybody have any questions? John, I have to comp this property here so I can submit an offer, and I gotta slap our TC with a wet noodle in the back because he's not answering.
Okay.
You handle this, handle the questions. I know Junior had a low entry form.
And he texted me. I was gonna call him right now. I was trying to look at this thing too, but since you're wet noodling, folks, Junior, I'll call you next. I'm trying to look at your deal as we speak too.
What's up, Steve? Let me call Johnson.
All right, you call Johnson. Let me call Junior, and we'll just put Junior on the live since he's here anyway. I'll just let him know. Call Junior Gabriel. Can you guys hear that? Like I took my mic. Hey, we're on the live. Everybody out in live land, you can hear Junior. Talk, Junior.
What up, Doc?
Okay. So anyway, don't give out the address. What's going on with this property?
This is a short sale. Seller is behind 13K. He's missed 3 months in payments, and the agent said that he would be open to a sub 2.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because you've already. It's a short sale. So let me break down what a short sale is. You are asking the bank to sell the house short of what they owe on it. You're not going to be able to sub 2 that deal. So the agent doesn't understand how to do a sub 2 deal. I'm Ray, probably that too. But the short sale is not something. You're going to go to the bank. So let's say that you bought the house for $400,000. The market is dropped. Now it's only worth $350,000. You can't make the payment. You can petition the bank to basically let you sell the house short of what you owe on it.
So that $300,000 they're asking for, that's the short sale that the bank is willing to take?
Well, I don't even know what this document. This is something. I'm looking at this document. Purpose of the offset for the basic terms, blah, blah, blah. Who sent this offer?
I did.
You're not going to be able to sub 2 this deal. You're not going to be able to sub 2 this deal. So basically you sent an LOI. So, I mean, we need to get terms and whatnot on paper. In my opinion, if somebody sent me an LOI on a residential purchase, like I would know that you don't know what the fuck you're doing. You would either send me a contract or not.
Yeah, that's not an LOI.
Your phone cut out.
With terms. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, that's not an LOI. That's just a regular cash, an offer sheet with terms on it. That LOI offer has, obviously it has a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, this is not that LOI. But so you don't think we can move this one as a sub 2?
100% for sure. 100%. That is my final answer.
Okay.
You're pissing in the wind and it's spraying all over you is the nice way that I can tell you.
No, good. I feel you.
Yeah. Okay. So go back and find me a deal. Don't call me until you have one.
Peace.
All right, people, out.
Okay, so Chad, John, I think this is a question for you. It might be. So Chad is asking, I have a realtor telling they need 10% EMD. WTF?
No, impossible. So basically, I'm just going to talk about California because I'm licensed out here. The maximum that they can ask me for to put down is 3%. If the deal went sideways, 3% is the maximum that they could keep. In my neck of the woods, we put down 1%. $300,000 house, here's $3,000. Now, will I put 10 grand or 15 grand back in 2020, 2021? Early part of 2022, yeah, I want you to see I'm dead serious about buying this house. I mean, there are some properties, no bullshit, I would have on the market. I would get like 40 offers. Hey, we'll pay this much. We'll pay this much. We'll pay $1 million for your $300,000 house. Bottom line is it's not necessarily how much somebody would pay. It's more about how qualified they are and what does their pre-approval letter look like. Pre-approval means I've run credit on you. I've checked your job. Pre-qualification, I told you I have a job. I told you I made this much. They have not pulled your credit. So you got to be able to know the difference. But basically, I walked away from some of these deals because it's like a FHA offer. Okay, well, I already know that those are going to be difficult to work with. So 3% is the maximum that they can offer. And here's the deal, Chad. Why are you letting this realtor tell you anything? You're in the driver's seat. This is what I'm willing to offer, period. Did that answer your question? Tyler's got a problem. He wants to know how he can scan the code if he's watching this on the live.
I'd say screenshot, then scan it.
Oh, look at that. Look at the big brain on Kyle. Oh,
So
snap.com.
I put the link in the chat. Let me put the link again. I'll put it on Facebook and YouTube. So if you're on Facebook Live, you click on it. If you're on the YouTube Live, you just click on the link. It's just a Google Drive with the PDF.
Okay, we agreed on a seller financing deal, 0 down, 0 interest. And then they hit me with that 10% EMD. Okay, yeah. If you're not giving them any money, then what's the purpose of the EMD? Unless it's the realtor's fee, and the realtor ain't making 10% on that deal. And you should be negotiating. I mean, if you're going to let them make both sides, okay, yippee-ki-yay. I don't want to piss in anybody's cornflakes. You can take this knowledge or not take this knowledge. You should go look up imputed interest on Google. It's basically what the IRS will charge the seller. Now, you can tell the seller that. You can withhold that information, whatever it is. That's up to you. But when you're doing a 0% interest deal, the IRS is still going to charge them a minimum amount. They're going to assume that they're making some sort of interest, whether it's 0 interest and they can approve it. The IRS is getting their money. They don't care. Imputed interest. Because I've had a couple of deals like that where they came back. Like, ignorance isn't an excuse, but it's not my responsibility to do your due diligence. But I may offer that up. Hey, I can ask you, I've done 0% deals, but, I report we do a 3% deal. I want to make sure, blah, 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 blah. So I apologize. I got so many messages coming at me in my face. I got blah, blah, blah coming at me. So anyway, who else?
Let me step in here real quick.
Do that.
Hey, Tim. So, we have a link right here. You click on the link, submit your lead. It's going to take you to a form. On that form, you can literally just talk. If you don't want to fill it out, you can just talk in there. Let me know what's going on. But submit your lead on here. I get it in real time, and then we can call it up on the live or whatever. Make sure you just fill out the form, and then we'll get to you. And if anybody has any leads you need us to call, submit over here. Submit your leads. All right? Let's see. What other questions do we have here? Let me put the chat overlay. I feel like a lot of realtors in the Las Vegas market do stuff like this where they make it ridiculous because they don't want to take low offers serious. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame them. There's a lot of wholesalers that are just locking up deals and, they don't have an end buyer.
Yeah, they're blowing it. They're
getting upset. But if you're building good.
I sent you a screenshot of that knucklehead that I wanted to fold his teeth back like a tailgate, little 18-year-old buck trying to tell me this, that, and the other thing, getting smart with me in the chat. You reach out to me for a buyer. I ask you some questions or whatnot. Then you're like, I'm not going to answer a million questions from you. We either got a buyer or you don't. Well, hey, go pound sand, Sparky. You reached out to me. I didn't reach out to you. And the terms that he had, I knew it wasn't going to be a deal. And the realtor is involved. It's on the market. It never said that it wasn't on the market. That deal was supposed to close yesterday. So you reach out to me like on December 1st and you want me to close escrow on a house that I haven't even done any due diligence on December 5th. Like, there's not a recipe for success right there.
You got a question here from Joe. You want to answer this?
Is this Joe Sizzle or is this another Joe Som? There's no fucking way that there could be two of those.
I have no idea, but I got to take this call, so you answer these questions.
Yeah, so basically, yes, you can, in my opinion, you got to know what you, deep in your heart, what's going to be the best avenue for you. For me, I don't play well with others. I'm an only child. I don't like to delegate anything. I like to do everything myself. I just like to figure it out. Like, it's just part of the deal. So would it have been quicker? It would have been quicker for me to learn to play golf if I got a teacher, but that's not my style. My style is to suffer, and figure it out. Same thing with sales, same thing with everybody. I didn't get any training when I got my first sales job. I just started selling shit. I used to sell, and this is going to date me for some of you, not that the gray in my beard doesn't date me already, but back in the day when they first had cell phones, like, I didn't have anything this small, right? I didn't have something like this. I sold bag phones, big ass bag phones at 45 cents a minute. I had a big, gigantic, like, it wasn't a bag phone. It was like the super dope shit. And then if you put this 3-inch antenna on it, like you could get service on the other side of the river, like all this magic shit that you guys wouldn't even care about today, right? But I mean, that's what I always did. I always sold stuff. My parents wanted me to be a lawyer because my dad was a lawyer. My mom wanted me to be a doctor. Nobody wants their son to grow up and sell shit. Like nobody's all geeked up about that. But sales is the number one thing. Again, I've said this before. The only reason my wife and I are married is because I convinced her that I'm her best option. It was a sale. Everything is a sale. What I'm telling you right now is a sale. I'm selling you that I know what I'm talking about. And you're free to disagree and not buy what I'm selling. Yippee-ki-yay, you'd just be wrong. So, Edgar, I appreciate that. I am going to absolutely smash. So here's what pissed me off. Let's talk about the Closers Octagon. I've entered into this competition. I am going to win this competition. I went on Monday. We're supposed to have our calls set up, et cetera, and so forth. I got mine. I'm ready to go. I had, recorded calls. I've only been recording calls probably like a month. Like I never really even did any of this. For sure, I didn't do any social media. I stood under the radar. Like I'm an abrasive personality. Like why? And I have a face for radio. So why would anybody want to hear what I have to say? Okay, here we are. So Esteban basically, put me out there. And now I'm just inundated with people that want a JV. A lot of time vampires out there. I'll take some time with some of you guys, but you can't just suck the time out of my day. I got way too many things going on for me to just sit around and mentally masturbate with you all day about, well, what if this? Well, what if that? Well, fucking what if it doesn't? Like, what do you want me to do? So Monday, I went to the Closers competition. Allegedly, there were 4 people ready to go. They had some wheel and they put our names on there and they spun the deal. Mine was the only call that was ready. The guy that I was going up with, allegedly a heavy hitter. I have no disrespect for anybody that's competing in the deal. There's levels to this shit. He had a direct to agent. Well, you can't do direct to agent. It was only direct to seller. So basically they disqualified him. And then Michelle, who's on these lives and whatnot, she had a call. It was an hour long. So she had it saved on her phone right where it needed to be. And she was trying to play the audio. Well, you couldn't hear the seller. So they gave her a redo. Then the guy that she was supposed to go up with, he didn't even have a call ready. He just signed the deal like he was signing up for the competition. So they knocked that shit out. We were supposed to go live again today. Well, they canceled the live because Pace Morby is going to go live at noon. So all the Zooms get canceled. So now I got to wait till Friday. And I don't even know if I'll have time to get into the competition on Friday. I might have to wait till next week. The bottom line is I'm going to win that fucking thing. And I'm fired up about it. Oh, Smash Mouth, here he goes. Yeah, okay, you got, bro, I've missed you. I thought maybe like they wouldn't let you off your job at McDonald's when you were, supersizing my fucking order, but I am glad you were back. For those of you who don't know, Smash Mouth is a guy that's been on this broadcast talking smack to me, told me that I think that I'm a character in the Yellowstone series. And listen to me. If you want to step into the verbal octagon, let's go. I have no problem talking smack. I'm really good at it. I don't have a filter, and I've got some finishing vocabulary ready to go. All right. So who else has questions? Let me see if I can go through this thing. Okay, so Chad, I don't know, how they are locking up a short sale and sub to it. You can buy a short sale, but you're not going to be able to sub to it. And I'm not in Eric's group. I don't know anything about it, but I would love to have a conversation with whoever, because maybe there's something that I don't know. But this is what I do know about a short sale. You are petitioning the bank to sell the house short of what you owe on it. Now, if the short sale is already set up, then this is what you do. You would have to send an offer. But if you send an offer that's sub 2, the lender's looking at the offer. Why would they not call that loan due? I've got a short sale going in Northern California right now. I've stopped the auction 5 times over the last 7 months. I've been chasing this deal. The husband can't read, so that it's a fucked up situation, okay? And the wife is in Seattle and she's dying of cancer. There, like, so many things have happened in this deal. I had a buyer. So basically, I negotiate with the bank to do the short sale, but in order to send the package over, I've got to have an offer. I put the offer in there. I send that over to the bank. The bank has to approve. So this house was so leveraged. It's probably the ARV on this thing on its best day. It was probably 500,000. Tax liens, lien abatement, first mortgage, second mortgage, IRS tax lien. Like, this thing was just so leveraged, over $600,000 it would take for you to come in and buy this thing. I came in the final hour, stopped the auction, and I've had control of it. So I was going to try to buy this thing originally as a sub 2, but then after getting the preliminary title report and seeing all this stuff, like, I was like, oh no, I got to take that hat off and put on my realtor hat. So I had to step in and go, hey, look, I want to buy this house as much as you want to get this problem off. I think our best situation would be to short sale this house. And we've been going back and forth with the bank. So there was a $85,000 second mortgage on this thing. We got that reduced to $15,000. They owed $426,000 on the first mortgage. We got that reduced down to $350,000. And then there's closing costs, and then there's an IRS lien. So right now we have an appraiser. I got a second buyer. The first buyer pulled out because we went from a $340,000 price to them needing to come out of pocket $370,000. So I got a second buyer, threw them in there, and they're like, hey, we don't know if we can pay $370,000. I said, I totally get that. So the appraiser, you guys need to hire an appraiser. If the appraiser says this house is worth $290,000, well, that's an appraiser. It's not my opinion, your opinion about what you want to pay for it. The bank is not going to loan more money than the house is worth, right? So we have an appraiser going out to the house. The house has to come back at $370,000 or less, and the IRS will kick their $120,000 lien off the property and let us sell it. So a lot of moving parts. It's super complex. The last short sale that I did was at the beginning of my career, if you will, in 2014. It's not something that's been prevalent in 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, but all the forbearance from the pandemic and all that stuff has caused an environment where people are losing their houses. Now I see, 10, 15, 20 new NODs being filed down at the county recorder's office every week versus one every couple of months. Like, it's just, there's no need for it. Now there's a heavy need. As the interest rates went up, they may go get a loan modification. So you had a 3% interest rate, you go get a loan modification. Now your interest rate is, 6, 7, 8%. Well, you can't afford it either. So they've got to get rid of their properties. But if this guy is going after properties and he's sub-2ing them or creative financing, I don't buy that for $1. Absolutely no way that can possibly happen. Can't happen. At least as a short sale. Because you have to ask permission to the bank. And if I send over an offer that says I'm going to take over this property subject to, it's not going to wash. And I'm not just talking out of my ass. And I mean, again, if this guy can come on and tell me that I'm wrong and show me this, that, and the other thing, yippee-ki-yay. I will absolutely capitulate to your style. And the problem is now you got another competitor because I can go after those too. Next, let's go. What is up? Okay, yeah, I don't know Eric Schmidt. I think Esteban is down with that whole thing. He's in the clique. So yeah. That's not part of me. I've had some guys that have seen me on this live call me up and ask how to get free houses. Like, that's news to me. I don't know how that shit works. I am not
Yeah.
with Eric Schmidt at all, but like if he wants to come on here and educate me on how we can buy short sale properties subject to, I am all ears. But right now I'm calling bullshit.
Yeah. So can you guys hear me? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, I'm one of the leaders from the A1 Assets group. John is just part of my team. He was just like a special guest on Eric's Zoom. But yeah, we'll be having a Zoom twice a week. If you're on the A1 Discord, that's completely different from this.
No, what he's saying is that Eric is going after short sales, buying these things subject to, and that can't happen.
Okay, I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, I would love to be educated. He has to be making some sort of a cash offer.
Yep.
Okay, cool, Chad. I want to see this. Absolutely. I need to be educated because I don't know. So I will say for now that I don't believe that it is possible, but that doesn't mean that maybe it doesn't happen. But I mean, there's just, from what I know as a licensed broker, not possible.
I think maybe they might be getting confused between a short sale, a pre-foreclosure, a foreclosure, and then something with an auction date. Because a lot of people get that
short
mixed
sale,
up.
it would be a cash offer. It might be a lowball cash offer, but it's a cash offer. There is no creative on that. And again, if he can show me that he's done it and I can see a HUD, yippee-ki-yay, I'm all in.
Yeah, from what I've seen, John, he's right on track with what he's telling you. That's kind of what I've seen from Eric too. He's after the short sale. That's what he's looking up, and that's what he's calling on to try to get these sub twos. I'm not sure either, but it's kind of crazy. I'm glad to hear it from you though.
Oh, I'll be glad to be wrong. If I've learned something new today, yippee-ki-yay, I'm all on board. 6 plus 4 is 10. 9 plus 1 is 10. 7 plus 3 is 10. Doesn't matter how we get there. It all adds up to 10, right? Yep. That's why my style, your style, their style, all of that stuff. Yeah, I'm not on TikTok all day. But I will look this guy up. I don't know. Esteban knows this guy, obviously. Yeah, but I would love to have this guy come in. I would love to get educated. He can take me to task about, I don't know what I'm talking about, which is fine. I may not know what I'm talking about. I'm pretty damn convinced that I do. The problem with me is, even when I'm wrong, I think I'm right. That's my problem.
Any other questions? John, I have some calls in the 559.
I don't know. We just got an award, did we not? We received 100 messages today on the Restream chat. Is that a record, or is that just me noticing?
Probably
that for the first time.
Yeah, for those who asked for the LOI generator, if this live goes to 100 views total, I'm gonna share the link to get sign up for the LOI generator that will be released on Friday for 24 hours. After that, I'm not gonna give it away for free. It'll probably be like $5 or $10 or something. It took me a lot of time to build, so I'm really hooking you guys up. But in return, I'm just trying to help out other people. That's why I'm giving it away for free. So let's get some deals done in here. John, do you have any follow-ups or anything like that? I'm waiting on the TC so we can get this thing on paper. Ruskin, the one on Ruskin, we already got the new paperwork.
I just want to address Chad real quick. Yeah, I might have been talking on his deal, but Esteban drugged me into that environment. I don't know the guy. I couldn't pick him out of a police lineup. So, sorry, I don't know who this guy is. He doesn't know who I am either, so we're even. But we're about to meet one another because Esteban's going to set that shit up. I want to get face-to-face and be educated as to what I don't know. The only thing new in this world are the things you don't know yet. That's it.
Jasper said, I saw your Ohio deals is still available. Yes. I got it. One in Ohio. I got 2 in Florida, 1 in Chicago, 1 in San Antonio, 1 in Houston under contract, hopefully today. And then hopefully we can get this offer out today for this other one I called the Life in Cypress. So if you're a buyer, you're looking to buy, all my deals are super low entry or they cash flow, they make sense. Right? We don't sell stuff that doesn't make sense. So if you're looking to buy, you're serious, we'll sell you some deals. I can hook you up with my lender too.
Okay, Felix says it's 100% possible for a short sale. You tell the bank you want to bring current the arrears or apply for a loan modification, and instead of doing a short sale, if the numbers make sense after, you can either keep the property or wholesale it. Well, let me tell you where your logic is flawed on this deal. A loan modification is only for the seller, and the seller has to be still living in the house. So even if the seller has left and they tell the bank that they don't want no longer live at the house, they will not do a loan modification. The seller has to be living in the house. If you have the seller go through with the loan modification and whatnot to correct the arrears, and they do the forbearance, this, that, and the other thing, then you come in and take over the deal, yes, you could absolutely do that. To some, that could be construed as mortgage fraud. Okay, so I don't do anything illegal, et cetera, and so forth. It's a gray area. It's only cheating if you get
Hey,
caught,
Ashley,
right?
you have like 2 minutes.
So,
Are you on your computer by chance?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So we have a, if you can go on PropStream, we had a property. This one's like a very, very high priority. It's the one that's in San Antonio, Texas, the one on Pecan, right? If we could, have we created a Google Sheet on that one for the buyers from PropStream and Investor Lift?
Let me just. That's in Texas?
Yeah, the one in Texas. If it's not available, can you create a buyer's list for it from PropStream and Investor Lift? I gotta take this other call, and then I'll shoot you a message in a few.
Mm-mm.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
all right,
Yo.
so get back to Felix
Yo, yo,
real
yo.
quick.
Hey, I had a really good talk with Oscar today. I'm not sure if he filled you in.
Esteban, mute yourself.
Oh, okay.
Esteban,
Okay.
mute
Yeah,
yourself.
sorry. It's 'cause- what's that?
I was gonna say, yeah, talk to Oscar about
I was
it.
going to try to talk
okay.
over him, but it makes no
You
sense.
mentioned the conversation you guys had about updating the Trello cards.
Yeah.
Did you like how it updated those last three? Or last
Yes,
two?
I did. Hold on, let me make sure. Am I muted? Yeah. Okay. Because
I just didn't want to update all the rest because I knew you already posted them. So
Yeah,
I didn't know if you
so-
posted that.
yeah. Just I guess moving forward, right? Anything that comes in, it's got to have a hook because that just makes it easier in my team to post it on Investor Lift, and then also,
Yeah.
I'll
I'll post the hook too.
Yep. So we're doing that, and then it's like a one big tree. It's like, the deal comes at the top, and it's getting outsourced probably to like 7 or 8 different people. But what I told Oscar is like, I know like you guys are locking up some stuff that there's not EMD in. You know what I mean? So on the deals where, and I already ran this by you, but I'm serious on the deals where, we haven't found a buyer, but I know that
wax poetically.
I know that I can find a buyer,
Be right
or
back.
hold on, I'm fucking handing.
I just want to know it immediately because I just want to let the acquisition guys know, like, hey, this is something we're not going forward with. It can't be just one.
Okay.
So Chicago, we're done. What about Portsmouth?
That one I'm still working on it right now. So John just stepped out, so I got the live on pause. Give me 1 second, guys. Waiting on John here. So On that one, give me a few. I'm working on that one. I have a potential buyer for the one on Fredericksburg. He's meeting with his capital partner. He was running numbers, but what I was saying,
Do we have around like a ballpark number yet, or no?
it's close to it's what you're asking for basically, but it's like a 75 assignment. It's not much, but I want to make sure that everything's good first. I don't want to give you your hopes up. So basically, what we'll do is I think you should start an iMessage group chat between you, Daniel, Oscar, and myself. Now, this will be the main channel just for important stuff. Every day on Slack, there's going to be hourly updates. Basically, when something gets pushed on Trello, right, automatically it goes to Investor Lift. So if you guys have the template, it gets put on Investor Lift. The VA,
Esteban, mute yourself.
goes in our Artemis mode, gets all the active buyers for that subject property. She creates a Google Sheet. She titles the Google Sheet the name of that property with all the buyers' names, emails, phone numbers. And then my team is calling that Google Sheet. So if you want to see you kind of want to check in, see what things are going, if you see a Google Sheet, that means the deal has already been posted, we're already working on it. And then you can see like who's answered, who's not answered. There's comments on that. So we're calling 3 times, leaving a voicemail, no answer, then following up, twice in the day. And then those that are not interested, we're still getting your buy box. And then those who are interested, they'll be commenting, hey, they said to call back at 9 or follow up tomorrow. That way you can see. And if you need to have anything like, hey, dude, like this one's a high priority, where we're at with this one, you can just iMessage me or post it on the Slack. But on the Slack, it's just all dispo. You can see all the activity that's going on. That way you see like the deals, like we're actually working the stuff. It's not just like wasting each other's time.
Yeah, definitely. Do you want me to make another section? Or let me see.
What are you doing there, John? You got a bunch of eyeballs looking at you.
Should I make another column? Hey,
mute yourself so I can talk.
The dispo process, so we can kind of see. Okay, you guys have the incoming deals, and then once they started the dispo process, they slide it over, so I know.
But nobody cares about any of this.
Not yet, but they started it over here.
Yeah.
So
on the backside.
That one column can get too packed, where it's like, okay, you really don't know what's going on. What can it do? So, like, if you guys have it acknowledged / started dispo, you can slide it over. So everything on the first column are new deals that you guys haven't touched yet.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool with me.
Yeah, I'll make that. This is your VA, so I'm going to create it right now. And then, so Portsmouth, don't back out of that one yet?
No, just yet.
Okay,
I'll let you know by the end of the day.
And then Fredericksburg, don't back out of that. Oscar's because they're in pre-foreclosure, Oscar doesn't want to hassle these guys.
No. Okay. So I didn't know that one was in pre-foreclosure. What's the deal with that one?
I mean, the arrears are getting caught up out of cap to seller.
Gotcha.
So it's not the worst. Oscar just doesn't want to keep on pushing them along their auction date, and we back up now, and they don't have any time to find a buyer.
Okay. Let me rerun the numbers on this one, and if it makes sense, we'll figure it out. I can get the EMD in or something. I'll keep you posted in a few hours.
Okay, cool. And then let me go down the list real quick because I know there's a couple of what we need. Is there any promising ones where it's like, okay, these are guaranteed? Like, what about the Florida one?
Florida one, we're working on it. Like, there's a couple of deals. The thing that was a little time consuming with my VA was that the description wasn't like that clear. So I have to go in there and be like, hey, have to kind of like underwrite the deal. So I have to pick up some of that slack. So on the Florida one, I have maybe like two eyeballs, but I'm working on marketing it. So I told Oscar what we're doing moving forward as of today, and if you guys could do that on the front end, the hook and all that stuff, I'll take care of the rest, and then I'll let you know by the end of the day what we should back out of, what I know I can move for sure, and then on which ones is like a mate, not it's like 50-50.
Okay, did you guys start the New Mexico one too in Oregon City?
Yeah, it's been on Investor Lift. It's been on Investor Lift, working on the Google Sheet with the buyers, and we're gonna call that one once my VA gets the buyers list uploaded.
Okay, yeah, just have her mark it on the Trello so I see it. It's not mine.
Yeah, I'll let her know. And then also there'll be the hourly updates on the Slack.
What about the Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri JV one? That came to my JV page.
Give me 1 second. John, go ahead and answer some questions here. I'm gonna mute myself. Don't want to bore these people. Give me 1 second here. John's not really saying much.
Hey, I didn't know you were still on the phone. Because you're not muted, Sparky. Everybody can hear you jibber jabbering and nobody
Which
cares.
one again?
It says Sean.
You can't even hear me.
2147. That's a banger deal.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if it's a banger deal. It's like a 50K assignment. It's locked in at 60, and the ARV's like.
What's the assignment? Like the other person, like assignment fee? Do you know like what the wiggle room is on this one?
God.
So we have it locked in at 60. They have it locked in at 60. So we're just splitting it. So like we're taking 40% cut. They're getting 60%. So we would just share the 40%.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Let me push this to the top, and then I'll give you some updates. And if you're down to Zoom later this evening, so I can bring everyone up to speed and the same page, I'll be available.
Yeah, cool. And let me put the ARV real quick.
Can you guys hear me, John? Quincy?
Yes.
I can't hear you.
Yeah, I don't know why. But we can definitely hear you. I've been trying to get you
That
to
is
mute.
weird. Did I press something here? Yeah, Illinois' only state we need a license.
Call Esteban.
I can't hear you at all, John.
Hey, we can host on Illinois, just so you know. Oscar's a patient in Illinois.
Yeah.
Please leave your message for.
No worries. I can't.
He never answers his phone. He should have been a real estate agent.
John, so I didn't mute you guys. You guys can hold on, Calvin. Can I call you back? Actually, I'm trying to figure out this live shit. I'm about to call some buyers.
Okay, cool.
All right. Hey, what's going on?
Okay, everybody can hear you talking. You're not muted, so we've just been sitting here trying to get your attention to fucking mute your deal.
I am sorry. I don't know. I haven't pressed anything on here.
Yeah, I don't know. Everybody can hear you. You cannot hear us, allegedly.
Okay, let me see. Let me see if I can fix this.
Well, you can do it off the deal because you're going to know whether or not you hear us. But you can mute yourself in the meantime and in between time.
Yeah, I'm gonna back out of this thing and then I'll rejoin. It might be that. I don't know. I haven't pressed anything.
All right, I'm out. All right, so I told him I was out and just hung up on his ass because I'm gangster like that. All right, so let me try to catch up. So basically, I don't know, he's getting his technology together. I don't have access to do all of this stuff and whatnot. He's the quote main account holder. Let me go back down this list here. So Thank you, Esteban. Look forward to it. Thank you, John, for all the info. No problem, my man. Just starting out wholesale. What's the best way to find leads when you have limited time? Same thing I brought up earlier. Drive down to the county recorder's office. You should be able to pull notice of defaults. Go on YouTube, look at Max Maxwell. He'll show you how to pull lists and find the hottest zip codes in your area. Max Maxwell is a free resource. That's who I would recommend if you're, just getting started. I don't want to regurgitate what we did earlier.
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Can they hear you?
I'm sure they can hear me.
Yes, sir, we
I
can.
can't hear you.
Bankruptcy, like Smash Mouth. What do you mean specifically about experience with bankruptcy?
Should we just restart this thing? Send out the links.
Well, that's up to you.
I can relive, so it's up to you. Yeah, let's just restart this. I don't know what's going on. I haven't pressed nothing. I can't hear you guys.
All right, so allegedly we're going to restart.
All right, guys, we're going to end this